Hi, Ralph Davella back for the legendary Carmine Caruso trumpet lessons. In today's lesson, I would like to teach you how to circular breathe on the trumpet or for any other instrument for that matter. So, in front of me, I have a trumpet stand, a music stand actually, and on that stand, I have a glass of water, about 3/4 of the way full, and a straw. This is what we need to learn how to circular breathe on the trumpet. Okay, so here are the rules for circular breathing. There are only a few rules. So the first one is simply to blow through the straw. Of course, that creates the bubbles, and eventually we're going to run out of air. But to compensate for running out of air, we need to breathe in through our nose as we're blowing out through our mouth. And here's how you do it. Now you're going to need to let the cheeks fill up with air as you're blowing in through your nose. It looks like this. Okay, so you're going to have to get the feel of squeezing the air out through the cheeks while breathing in through the nose. So squeezing the air out through the cheeks, into the straw, going into the water and creating the bubbles. Eventually, you'll be squeezing it out into the mouthpiece, into the trumpet to create the notes. One very important note. In order for the cheeks to fill up with air, you need to have little resistance with the lips. So the resistance will come from the back of the lips, the inside or the back, because the front, of course, is going to be wrapped around the straw. So that little bit of resistance that you create allows you to fill up your cheeks with air. So while the back of your lips are squeezing down to create the resistance, the front of your lips are still blowing the air out. So that takes a little getting used to. Okay, let me demonstrate what this looks like. This is the circular breathing. Okay, so I think I did that long enough for you to get the idea. I could do that until it gets dark tonight, or until I just get tired of doing it. So eventually we're going to go from doing it on here to do it on the trumpet, which I'll do a little demonstration for you on that also in a second. So I wouldn't be in any rush to go from the glass of water to doing it on the trumpet. It doesn't matter if you do it for 2 months. You can do it as long as you want. At least do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, until you feel comfortable with doing it. The hard part about transferring it to the trumpet is the exchange. Is when you get to the point where you have that exchange of air. You could generally tell when you're exchanging that air. The better you get at it, the less you can tell when you exchange the air, from the cheeks into the trumpet. So a lot of times when guys do this on a job, and for whatever reason they're doing it for, I don't know, showing off, or sometimes you actually need it. Sometimes you're trying to hold a note and maybe you didn't take a big enough breath. So a lot of times though, when guys do it on the job, they'll do it while playing in between notes, like instead of just playing like a straight whole note, because that's when you can tell when you're breathing in and you're exchanging from breathing through your cheeks and then breathing back out. What they'll do is they'll play as they're playing a series of notes to it. So like I said before, some of the ways of doing this, probably the more common way, is to do it during a thrill, and also to change volumes in between, as you're doing it, to break up, I guess, the monotony a little bit. So let me demonstrate now. So you can go on with that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or until you pass out if you want. The more you practice it, the better you get at it, like anything else. I don't practice it very often, but when I remember, I will practice it just to keep it under my belt in case I ever want to use it. So, hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Ralph Davella. Don't forget, the best way to learn circular breathing